Alright, let's go.
This horror was everywhere I went, circling me. The cops didn't stand a chance. They were after a writer, not a monster. I imagined that the broadcast tower in the distance was part of the local radio station. Maine seemed like a decent guy. Perhaps he could give me directions to the coal mine. Unnatural shadows clung to the gate. The darkness that was after me was trying to stop me. I wouldn't get through without light. There was no power to the searchlight.
I forgot generator. Where is it? Stupid. It's on the other side. Hello, Taurus.
took me a moment to recognize the flashbang grenades. They were an ideal weapon for my situation.
Damn it. There we go. Achievement unlocked again, I guess. Got 3 more. Damn it, Alan, I need you to run. Just there's one guy. There's the Minotaur. There we go.
I hope Maine could lend me a car to get to the coal mine.
I didn't have to use all of them too. Gotta wait for the cutscene. Man, this guy must have been very wealthy to afford all this equipment.
Well, thank you very much for that compassionate viewpoint, Lorna. Oh, here's a little
Bye.
surprise.
No problem.
This writer, Alan Wake, just walked in, folks. I'm gonna see if I can talk him into an interview.
Come on in, Mr. Wake. Oh, I'm so...
Right there we go.
I had fallen off so many cliffs it was ridiculous. That's what you get for naming a book The Sudden Stop. It was probably good I hadn't had the chance to tell Maine where I was going. I'd have to lose the cops and find my own way to the mine.
That was a waste of a flash, but I want the checkpoint.
There was no sensible reason for the power company work lights to be here. It was almost as if they'd been left for someone like me to use.
Alright. Alright, I'm lost, so that's a bad sign. Oh, double hit, okay. Okay, I'm starting to think this is a bot. Alright.
Hello?
The most stubborn man I've ever met.
Alice? Alice?
Alan. Alan. I'm so afraid. He keeps me in the dark. Please help me. I look at you, Alan, and it's not you. It's something else. Looking out from behind your eyes.
Alice, I'm here.
I'm so alone here. It's all gonna go to hell. You need to be careful. Cooperate.
The connection had been terrible, but that wasn't the
I know the
only thing
left
that
side
had
is
the right
gear,
call.
but
She sounded
I
wrong
think I could
somehow,
just keep going.
but she had called me. I
Yeah,
could
the
see
next
a
one is just
railway bridge up
poltergeist,
ahead,
but
and a warehouse
you know what,
of some
let's-
sort on the opposite shore. I hoped I could
if
find
there's a
car from
checkpoint here. Yep, okay, I'll just go and grab it. Wow. I have no words for that. So if you get hit by the ladder, you just get yeeted off the platform. What the hell? And now it won't freaking use the flare anymore. Oh, I didn't even have it equipped. That's great. Oh my god. Wasted flash grenade and a flare. Okay, I have the flare equipped.
The darkness that was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path. After all this time, hearing the Night Springs theme caused a surge of conflicting emotions in me. It'd been my first real writing gig. Barry had known a guy who knew a guy, and suddenly I'd been a semi-regular writer on the show. I'd always been ashamed of the job. Felt it was trash. I'd wanted to be an artist, a novelist. I'd been naive back then. It had taken a long time to learn to be proud of the work.
Okay, that's where that one is.
As a teenager, just starting to get interested in writing, Stephen King had been a source of inspiration to me. I thought about all the
That was
intimate
close.
objects that had come to life in his books. No one is safe in a good horror story. Certainly not the protagonist. That's what makes them fun. This was anything but. The darkness could possess anything, and it was getting closer.
Alright, this is not gonna be easy. There we go. 2 shots, all dead. Oh, that sucks. Made it. I don't think he can come through here. Let's see how long this takes. All the enemies do respawn, never mind.
Today, I would meet the kidnapper, and he would give me Alice. I wouldn't give him any other choice. A drowning man. Much of a straw. Little by little, without realizing it, I'd come to believe that the story in the manuscript was coming true. The current of its narrative had taken me deeper and deeper into dark waters. Alice had been taken from me. Barry was probably in jail. I was a fugitive from the FBI. The whole world taken over by the dark presence was trying to destroy me. It all felt real, but it matched a textbook case of insanity.
This is Pat Mean, and you're listening to King.
No supplies. I wonder if I can get the supplies this time. Just more radio.
Welcome back to KBF FM. Hope you enjoyed that too. Now, Doc, we're talking about life.
I was early. I was supposed to meet the kidnapper at noon in the main building. The coal mine was quiet. It was a museum now.
Hey Blue, what's up? made it.
Wait.
While the conversation plays, let me grab something.
You know where Mirror Peak is? It's a big mountain north of where you are. You follow the path from the mine, you can't miss it. There's a lookout point there. I'll be waiting.
I'm through being jerked
You
around by
want to
you.
see your wife alive? Because if you do, you better watch what you say to me. Do we understand each other?
I want to talk to Alice.
Yeah, and I want the manuscript. Don't keep me waiting, Wake.
Hello? Hello? Ah! I'm gonna kill him. I had to get to Mirror Peak.
How good I get to keep my stuff.
It was close. Maybe closer than ever before.
Alright, so there are 2 manuscript pages here. Not that one, but the other ones. Double kill. There's one more. This sucker just waiting there. I just like there's a giant crate of ammo. It's just hilarious. I can only imagine what Alan wrote on that page. Is this a horror game? Yeah, it's a psychological horror game. Alan wrote in the story, Alan Wake found a giant crate filled with revolver ammo. The short summary of this game is that a dark creature known as the Dark Presence has basically enslaved Alan to write it into the story so it can come back to life. Maybe I should just go into deep. Basically, in this game, something called the Dark Presence is trying to break free from Bright Falls. Think of it like Gravity Falls. It's an ancient creature with immense power. Problem is that it can only activate its power when a creative force uses its power, like a musician or a poet or a writer. The thing is that they have full control over it, and it's trying to use manipulation in order to convince the author or writer or whatever in order to do what it wants. In this case, it's controlling Alan to write a story. Alan was able to break free, but now he's trying to save his wife Alice, who's been kidnapped by the Dark Presence. And the people we're fighting are known as Taken. Basically, they're innocent people who've been consumed by darkness. They're like basically zombies. Man, eating healthy sucks. I know I said I was gonna quit soda, and I technically did. I've been drinking seltzer water like crazy, but I just bought a Monster. Silent Hill? Yeah, to a degree it's inspired by Silent Hill. Siren, I've heard of Siren, I just don't know much about the story. But with Silent Hill, it's more of like a face your demon situation. In this, the demon is literally you. Because everything that's happening to Alan right now, he wrote into the story. Like, the people who die, everyone, it's technically his fault. The sequel is pretty good too. It took like over 10 years for them to get the fund it needed for a sequel. I 100%ed this game twice so far. The original Xbox 360, and then the remaster for Xbox One, and this, since it's on PlayStation Plus Premium, I decided, you know what, I'll do it again. I'm hoping that there are two different versions on the PlayStation, apparently, PS4 and PS5, whereas Xbox, they bundle it together. So I'm hoping that once I beat this version, this is the PS4 version, that I can transfer my save file and automatically unlock the PS5 version. Trophies and all that. Hopefully. Like, it works for a lot of games, but not every game. Like, that's what I should have done with Elden Ring, which I'm replaying on the PS4 to get that platinum trophy. I am not looking forward to fighting Melania again. I'm on Vanilla, the Moon Queen. Man, look at all of that. Let's just use it. Come on. There we go. As you can tell, Alan can't run for shit. Like, I know he's from New York, I'm from New York, but dude, he runs like a 500-pound diabetic person.
I'm going to give the kidnapper all the manuscript pages I had for Alice. If that wasn't enough, I'd hold him at gunpoint and make him talk.
He can only run for like 3 seconds. He's like Sebastian from frickin' The Evil Within, the first game. In that game, that was a little more unforgivable, forgivable, because in this, at least he's a writer. In that game, Sebastian was literally a detective. You'll get cancelled. Nah, if they want to cancel me for making a joke like that, then fuck them. Actually, you're not wrong. There are, like, let's just say people of certain weight who are, like, literally trying to turn it into, like, a slur. Granted, those people are on TikTok and they don't know how the real world operates. Like, I'm starting to see that more often. More people are trying to cater to, like, the minority of people who are deranged in a lot of ways. You're not fat, you're thick. I don't know what you look like in real life, but the thing is, I would have infinitely more respect for a overweight person who's genuinely trying to lose the weight, who goes to the gym, eats right. Like, I would never make fun of someone like that. I'll be like, at least they're trying. But it's people who don't try, accept it, and then try to convert the world to their way of thinking that I don't tolerate. Like, my friend Jennifer calls herself fat, and I'm like, you're not fat, you're thick. Granted, she's had like 3 kids, so she carries a lot of baby weight from that stuff, so yeah. It's different for her. She's more self-conscious about her belly. Which I can understand, like, lots of women are self-conscious about their belly after they've had, like, kids because it stretches them out. So, we all have things that we're self-conscious about. Guys are self-conscious about their hair as they get older. Like, not all of us get to keep our hair. It thins in some way. Like, recently a friend of mine, he looked at my belly and was like, dude, you've gained a lot of weight. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, dude, you gotta go into... Like, I'm still pretty thin, but he saw my belly and he was like, dude. Well, there's also, like... It's just, I don't know. Like, I just feel like it's a situation where you're forcing people to look at the way that the world operates on a different angle that just doesn't make sense. Like, you can love yourself. I have no problem with that. I struggle with that almost a lot. Like, despite going to the gym, I still look at my belly and be like, I gotta lose this thing, and I'm trying, and even though I've been off soda and I've seen results, like, I still sometimes especially after I eat, I'm looking for this other manuscript, I get that thing, the pot belly. I would read stuff off Twitter and I would get angry, but then I would realize, you know what, I need to step away from this stuff. Like, that's the thing, even on Instagram, I would read on something and I really want to type something, but I'm like, it's not worth it. I'm probably going to end up, like, doing more harm to my mental health than anything. And 9 times out of 10, it's literally a bot account trying to farm likes because they're monetized using the verification thing. Ever since Twitter and Meta, Facebook basically introduced that verification garbage, people post more rage, hate, and bait than ever in order to maximize likes, views, and all that stuff. It's like, it's not even a joke anymore. They literally just rage bait people in order to get this stuff. It's like that show, What We Do in the Shadows, with the energy vampire when he's on the internet and basically, like, making racist and other phobic remarks, and he's like, yeah. He's like, I don't believe this stuff, but it gets a lot of traction. Just have to let it go. And plus, I've noticed that there are a lot of people who say things on YouTube and on X that are opposite from one another. Like, I didn't like the Suicide Squad game, but apparently on X, a lot of people loved it. So either they're, like, deleting comments, or they're hiding shit. Or the other option is that, like, people actually like it on X because, I don't know, it's like a really garbage game. And I know I'm drinking White Monsters because I haven't been sleeping well for the last several days. Like, I wake up and I'm, like, hurting now. I'm like, okay, this is my life now. Like, I literally slept 8 hours yesterday, woke up, went to bed again, and then at 12 o'clock, and then slept, and then it was 9 o'clock. I am trying to get back to a regular streaming schedule. I know I've been streaming, like, randomly. I'm trying to do a 9 to 2 thing. I feel like that's the best opportunity for people to come and watch me.
The kidnapper had sent me a text. The message was full of spelling errors and insults.
Like, I used to do it later because I would get a lot more support and donations through late streaming, but it also killed my just rhythm with work and stuff. So I might start treating this like school as much as I hated school. I was a good student, but God, I hated school. Like, I'm thinking back on it, I'm like, how the hell did I ever think about waking up at 6 a.m., going to back-to-back classes, and then coming home at 3 and not being exhausted? Alfred Hitchcock, The Birds. They should have made a sequel of that, call it Squirrels. And like just have squirrels go after people and like eat their eyes out. I don't remember where I heard that, but it was like from I think a YouTube video where someone was like, if squirrels were suddenly attacking humans and rushing towards their heads and eating their eyes out, there would be a pandemic. I don't remember the context of that, but I remember thinking, that sounds like an awesome movie idea. Like, it's graphic, dark, violent, and it shows Mother Nature does not give any F's about us. Be like, hey, screw you. I want to make sure I didn't miss this one. This is at the Andersons' farm. I have to go to the outhouse. Okay. Grab that. Here comes the big guy. Alright, good. Checkpoint.
I'd have to make my way up this mine shaft in order to go on. Maybe the machinery could help me with that.
This part, not fun. I got both of them. Sure I don't forget. I wonder if I can get the supplies, or are they gonna spawn back in? I think yep, they spawn back in, never mind. Not worth it. Alright, we go down here, and then we're also going to, yep, there we are. This is a really sane person. I curse you, she loves him, she wants to be with him. God, it's depressing what happens to her. I'm gonna try this again, let's see. Damn. I think it's possible to skip this, but I haven't done it yet. Threw a hammer from down there. I'm not even mad, that was actually a good shot. I mean, he's got leak sheet hacks, wall hacks, auto aim hacks.
I could see
Made it.
Lake. I thought I could make out the spot where the island and the cabin had been. There was a light near it. It had to be a boat. I was close now. I had to get there fast. I dreaded what I would find.
Hey, I'm here! I'm coming!
Previously on Alan. I felt groggy. Whatever
I have to
happened,
skip the
it felt
cutscenes
like
because they have
it
heavily copyrighted
was
music.
happening to someone else. Someone I was watching on television. I couldn't think. Couldn't focus.
Gotta wait.
The door was locked. I was a prisoner here.
Here he comes. That's what she said. Oh, wow, I said he, never mind.
Feeling calm?
Yeah. I see you brought your pet gorilla with you. So sure, I'm calm. I get the message. Loud and clear.
Quite right. That's the spirit. You're being very brave, Alan. I understand you're confused. I would be more concerned if you weren't suspicious of me. I don't blame you for it.
Big of you.
Now, why don't you come with me? We'll reacquaint you with my clinic and go over everything you might have forgotten. Little walk in some fresh air? Yes, it will do you good.
Let's go, Pajama Man.
This corridor is for patients. Most of them aren't here right now. Jack took them out for a fishing trip.
I don't mind what happens to this guy, though. He deserves it.
Vulnerable, of course. I encourage creativity.
Like, imagine becoming a doctor. Your entire job is to help and protect people, and you decide, I'm going to try and play God
I
instead.
bet you do.
Splendid, Alan. I honestly believe we can get this thing under control if we work together. This way, Alan. Now, Alan, from past experience with you, I know I need to get right into the heart of the matter as quickly as I can after an episode. So I'm just going to say this. Alice is dead.
No.
You're in a very vulnerable state until you understand and accept this. Alice drowned, and you couldn't face that. You're suffering from hallucinations, paranoid delusions, unusual thinking, an obsession about light and darkness, a feeling that everything revolves around you, your thoughts and dreams. Your mind has constructed an elaborate fantasy scenario in which your writings are affecting reality. She has been kidnapped in supernatural.
I'm really trying not to miss any collectibles, because then you have to go through something like this again.
We go this way, Alan.
I wasn't ready for another shot, so I went along with it. He had to be lying. But under the influence of the drug he had given me, I had to fight not to believe his words.
It's all in your head. You've been making it up. Apart from the tragic accident with your wife, no one has been killed. Your delusions are just a manifestation of your subconscious mind trying to protect you from the too painful truth. Unless we fight the fantasy, it will return. I know the instinct is to resist me, but think about it. Doesn't this make far more sense than the insane supernatural conspiracy you have concocted in your mind? You're a skeptic by nature, Alan. We both know this. Everything can be explained logically.
This takes forever.
I never get tired of this view. Very inspiring, isn't it?
Cauldron Lake spread below us. I could see Mirror Peak on the other side of the lake. I thought I could make out the spot where Diver's Isle had been when I arrived with Alice. Now there was nothing but waves.
It seems there's a storm. Funny, I don't recall there being a mention of that in the weather
Your
forecast.
cousin is here.
Well, no matter.
Your cousin
This
is
way.
here.
Follow
Look.
me. Alan, what I'm telling you is
Cousin.
good news. Right now we're in control. Every time you have a relapse, it gets more and more difficult to resurface from the dark depths of your imagination.
Say hello
Not
to your
surprising,
cousin.
considering your profession.
Hi, Sashi.
Imagination is what you work with. After all your nightmares, this should come as an immense relief to you. If it doesn't, why is that? Because I'm lying? Or because you don't want to admit that you're not well? It's very natural for you to think of me as your enemy. It's part of the illness.
I let him talk.
After all,
Hartman
I'm the
obviously
one
loved
trying
his
to
own
bring you
voice.
out of the
His
world
words
you've
echoed
constructed
madly
for
inside
yourself.
my head.
But
I
can't
dug my
do
nails
it
into
by
the palms of
myself.
my hands to stay
You need
focused.
to work with me. Once you accept that, we can begin the journey towards your recovery. Come along. Let's go inside. Here's the entrance to the office wing. That's for staff only. You were impressed by my trophies when you first arrived here. I do love to hunt. The great outdoors, man versus nature. It's wonderful stuff.
Pretty damn wonderful, yeah.
Scary, scary, scary.
soldier, you should be afraid of me. Don't want to run into me in the night, that's for sure.
Please, Emerson. Mr. Wake is confused enough as it is.
Yeah, you'd like me to go away so you won't be scared. But you can't just decide what kind of dream you have or when you have it.
Emerson,
Okay. Sorry. Boo.
that's Emerson. We're actually making some progress with him, I'm happy to say. He works on video games. It's trash, of course, but it does involve some small creative effort, which makes him receptive to my therapeutic methods.
No kidding.
Namaste.
Oh, hello. I've painted you.
Okay.
I was just struck by inspiration a couple of days ago. Dr. Hartman wanted me to paint landscapes, and that's what I was doing. But now I've been doing these things.
Alright, this cutscene's almost over. Dude, I just don't like that stuff.
The typewriter in your
Like
room.
hunting trophies.
Writing as a part of
Like, I get...
as soon as you feel
Like, I think I mentioned this before. When I used to play Xbox 360 online, I used to actually hang out with a hunter. Like a legitimate hunter. He used to go on hunts. And I told him how I wasn't a fan of trophies, and he was like, no, those things actually matter because you use every part of the animal. He's like, when you kill the animal, you use every part, every bone, every piece of meat, everything, and what you don't use, you either turn into furniture, trophies, or whatever, so not to waste anything. But he's like, he said he doesn't like, but he said he didn't like it when they just killed animals for the sake of trophies. Like, he said there were a few people who were like that, and he didn't like those types of people. But it's like, when you do kill an animal and use every part of it, and then use the remaining part as a trophy, he can understand that. And I guess that's when I learned it from a different perspective, which makes sense. Like, if you kill an animal, used every part of it, and then what's left is just like, whatever's leaving around, using it for trophies or tools, kind of makes sense. But when you just kill the animal just for the sake of a trophy, that's where, like,
Back into the fantasy.
yeah, that's when I just don't like that.
About everything. Crazy or not, the Andersons made more sense.
Good thing he's not overreacting or anything.
That's why would the fuck would you kill a cougar?
I may need a hand
The
here
doors
later
were
on,
locked.
Birch.
Like, what's the
Hartman
point?
and the nurses would have keys, but there was no way to get my hands on them. Hartman had mentioned that the power had been acting up. Maybe that was the reason for the generator and the work light on the balcony.
I'm trapped in this cabin. Have been for days, but it's always dark outside.
Hey, wait. Why don't you humor Dr. Hartman and give the writing?
I like how everyone gives him a typewriter. I know this game is like over 10 years old, but even then, typewriters were outdated.
Only chance of getting out of here.
Like, last time I saw a typewriter was at my grandma's house. She used it when she was in college.
Sinclair looked bad.
Dude, I can't imagine using a typewriter.
Hit her hard. If she was one of Hartman's goons, she had to come. I had to get to Hartman's office.
I think that would also be the ultimate, I guess, test of skill when it comes to writing. To write something using a typewriter.
I'm taking it. Come out and face the music, Birch. It's time to pay the piper. We're on a comeback tour, baby.
Maybe you could come out and beat our wrinkled adult diapered asses for a
Hammer's
since
Way
you're so
will have
tough.
its say. Rise up in their name. We were on the road, man. You think we haven't seen punks like you before? Mortal name.
The markings on the tape said they were recordings Hartman had made at the sessions with his patients.
Let's actually decipher some of these.
For a moment, I couldn't believe it.
Honestly, these would be pretty cool monsters for the Taken. Like a plague doctor looking crow creature. A little girl who, like, in the weather, like, the Ring. A figure who has lost all its skin, like a SCP creature. Like, the wolf actually did make it into Alan Wake 2. Like, in Alan Wake 2, they do have wolves who are taken. But I feel like they should have done these too. Like, I guess this one would probably be too difficult because it looks like it's a little girl. And making children into infected is a big difficulty. That's Stucky. Damn. Like, some games could get away with that.
The photo on the wall.
But,
In it, the clinic staff was standing
it's
outside.
very, very fickle. Like, Dead Space got away with it. Well, they didn't really get away with it. They just did it in a way that they were able to convey it. Days Gone did it. Resident Evil did it. Dying Light did it. And I think Dying Light did it in the most graphic way possible. Like, little kids who run around screaming and you have to find them, and I can't say this for YouTube because they'll demonetize me, but you ended them. Let's just put it like that.
I had to find a way out.
I think Dying Light had the worst in terms of, like, just lore infected. Like, it was the real depressing one. I mean, I guess you can count Dead Space, but at least with Dead Space, like, they're gone, but at the same time, it's just the underlying context, especially for the babies. Like, there's a disturbing scene in Dead Space 2 where a baby's crying in its crib, and as you go along, eventually the crying stops. Like, it's, like, there are a lot of things you can infer there. Either the parents abandoned the child, or they died trying to save the child. And, like, that's even worse, because that means the parents are, like, in the... They could be just waiting. Wonder, can I get another one? No.
Most of us have felt its shadow on us. The shadow of your back.
You can't save the baby? No. It's in a locked room. Like, Dead Space 1 is just as bad. Like, there are people in pods, like babies who are newborns and people who are in pods who are going through medical treatment during the entire necromorph infection, and some of them are being infected while they're inside the pods or when they first wake up. Like, there is a very disturbing log of a woman waking up from, like, surgery or whatever, and she's just like, where is everyone, what's happening? And then she sees one of the patients. Well, he's not a patient, he's an escaped killer, and it's inferred that he kills her. Like, she just wakes up from her surgery only to this nightmare and dies at the hands of a criminal who's gone even more off the deep end, because the marker not only turns you into normal people into psychotic killers and drives them insane, but it drives to even people who are insane even further down. So it just gets even worse. Made it. think I can bypass the boss in this one. We'll see. Yep, just run. I never know. The blood could mean that the other patients have been killed. Damn. There we go. Think we got them all. Dude, imagine how rich you would have to be to build something like this, and how much it costs to stay here. He's got a freaking entire estate here. I'm killing all his staff. Like, that's the sad part. These people are just like trying to do their job, and then next thing they know, a freaking elder god, like, I think the dark presence is an elder god, but some supernatural force just takes over your body, and you're just like, well, that sucks. Nothing I can do about it. Ah, crap, this part. Dude, I always get angry at this scene. He's like, I lost the key, I don't know where it is. Dude, it's literally a solid rock floor. How can you lose the key? On top of it, just climb the fence. Like, I may be 34 years old, but even I can climb that shit. Heck, when I was a kid, when I played this game, I could climb this. Like, you have literally anchor points all over this thing. It just annoys the hell out of me. Just climb the thing, Alan.
Hurry up, Barry. I'm on it.
Stream froze for a while. Oh, I did not notice. Damn, that sucks. Like, the stream open on my laptop to look at chat, because sometimes Restream doesn't showcase it. Didn't show for me. Barry. Alright, we made it.
I had lost my gun in the crash.
Alright, there we go.
Barry! Barry!
I have to keep reminding myself about the Nightmare manuscript,
Jeez, it's good to hear your voice.
so I don't lose it.
Time to get out of the car.
Or I'll have to do all of this all over again.
What a drop! Don't worry, your cutout is fine.
Forget that! Are you okay?
I hit some bushes, didn't get a scratch. There's no way you can climb down though. It's like a sheer wall.
Another person on my stream, Lumi, she said you should cosplay as Alan Wake.
Use a flare, Barry!
This game is pretty old. It's over a decade old. They remastered this game 2021 after they rebought the IP rights from Microsoft. Microsoft owned the IP, so they bought it from them, Remedy Games, and then with that they were able to make a sequel after so many years. There was a sequel in development, but because the first game failed financially because it was an Xbox 360 exclusive, and on top of it, it released around the same time as Red Dead Redemption, which was just stupid.
I didn't catch up with Barry.
It didn't make enough money for them to make a sequel, despite they had it in development, and they instead made a spin-off game called American Nightmare, which is technically not canon, but I don't know. Like, some people say it's canon, others say it's not. I don't think the developers ever commented whether it was canon or not. But then after a decade, they were able to get funding for the sequel through Epic Games. The problem is people were not happy about that because that meant it was an Epic Games exclusive for when it launched. Never heard of this game. It's a cult classic. Like, it got enough of a fan base and people asking about it that they were able to create. Well, technically Control is also part of, like, they're Remedy Games, the people who make this, they want to make like a monster universe, but in this case like a supernatural universe, so they connect various games to this title. Like, Alan Wake is connected to another game they made called Quantum Break, and then it's also connected to Control, which, yeah, a lot of stuff. Like, Quantum Break was an okay game. They tried to mix together TV and video games, but it was not a good game, unfortunately, because the TV show element of it was not great. Like, you had to download an entire TV show that changed based on your actions when you played the game, and the gameplay wasn't that great.
I had no choice.
But Control was really good. I like that game a lot. I platinumed I 100% the original version, platinumed the new version, the ultimate version. I made it. Nice.
A car was driving away from the farm, headed in the same general direction.